Welcome to the Secret Garden, located at the crossroads of Sassy Lane and Divine Boulevard, where we are powerfully feminine and divinely chaotic. I am your host, Lady Lovely. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for your support. If you are new to the Secret Garden, welcome. I hope you come to love the sunshine and the occasional spring shower, sitting here with us among the lilies and the climbing roses. Take a seat under the willow trees and hit the like button as you come in. Show the world that you support the Secret Garden. Introducing Femmmagic at femmmagic.com. Plant-based feminine care, chemical-free and 100% vegan. Gentle liquid magic comes in easy-to-use and convenient products like Kuchiwa, our all-natural fem wash for day-to-day maintenance, which will keep your yoni feeling fresh, clean, and balanced. Vag Elixir, the botanical-based restorative power that combats odor, BV, dryness, and more. An aphrodisiac to naturally lubricate your skin and yoni. Go get yours today at femmmagic.com. That's femmmagic.com. Use code SassyDivine for a 5% discount. Modern women often pick men based on physical appearance and their sexual desires. So, when asked what kind of man they're looking for, very often modern women will say they want him to be 6 foot, make 6 figures, and have at least 6 inches. Okay, they call him a 666. Most women today typically keep a man around with whom they have a no strings, no commitment relationship. It's purely sexual. And that is his only role in her life, is to fulfill her sexual desires. And that's her role in his life as well. It's an agreed upon, a consensual, non-committed relationship. These types of things are often called a sneaky link or a booty call or friend. And despite this regular, frequent and familiar intimacy that these two people share, modern women will often say that this man is unworthy of a relationship. This is not a man that they would agree to, have as a suitor. He's not a man that they would marry. He often is a man that they would feel ashamed of if they took him around their family, around to see, mom and pop and TT. They would be ashamed because he doesn't make the grade. He doesn't make anyone's grade as far as men go, but he is a skillful lover. In some places here on YouTube, in some of the YouTube streets, they call these men Ray Ray or Pookie. So this gentleman, he regularly comes over, often at night under the cover of darkness, to fulfill a modern woman's sexual urges. He comes by regularly. He may even know her children. But again, he comes at night. They're not seen. They don't date. They don't go around in public. It's just laying of pipe. He's a plumber. And unfortunately, at times, these plumbers often become fathers of unplanned pregnancy, unplanned children, okay? And because he is still deemed unworthy of a relationship, she doesn't try to commit to him even if a child is born. And even if that's the greater needs of the child, he is still just the plumber. Because again, he doesn't meet anyone's grade A quality of men. Modern women have accepted feminist teachings that a woman's sexual needs are equal to a man's sexual need, that they are exactly the same. And because of the benefits of birth control, women should have as much sex as they want. The same amount of sex at any time that they want, they should. And just as the way that many modern women think that men are having sex. Most women think men are always having sex constantly. So, therefore, now that we are free in terms of our reproductive systems, we don't have to worry about unplanned for pregnancies like the women in prior generations. Women should just have all the sex that they want, whenever they want, with whomever they want. Body count does not matter. There is no such thing as a slirt, okay? You cannot shame the slurts. There are no more harlots or strumpets. Just have all the sex that you want. You're the same as a man. Your womb is free. You can protect it. You don't have to have a child you don't want. And you can just have all of the plumbing done that you would like to have done. These are the current teachings in this society as far as sexual energy and sexuality among women and men is concerned. And despite the fact that right now, as we speak, sexually transmitted infections, the numbers of these infections are soaring. Okay, we seem to be rushing into an STI pandemic. And despite the legislation that has changed as far as baby deletions are concerned, modern women are still giving many of these plumbers unprotected access to their wombs. Now, Bloomies, sexual energy is a life force, okay? It is a force and energy that lives within each person, each adult human. And it doesn't die. It lives inside of you throughout your lifetime. It is a malleable energy that can take on different forms, okay? So you can take your sexual energy and use it, harness that energy because it's very powerful. As you know, I think everyone can agree that sexual energy is very powerful, all right? Instead of taking it and using it for the obvious reasons, more plumbing work, you can use it, harness it, and use it for other endeavors so that even people who have committed to a life of celibacy, whether it be through their faith walk or some other reason, they too harness their sexual energy and use it for other types of other types of endeavors. Intercourse is an energy exchange between two people. As we know, the man himself enters the woman's body and he fills her with his seed. He is literally inside of her, which is the closest a person can be next to when a woman is carrying a child in her womb. That's the only other time that one human occupies another human's body. Women embody Mother Earth energy by nature, okay? Just by nature. Every woman has Mother Earth energy. What is Mother Earth energy? It is the cycle of life and renewal that happens every month in a woman's body. And we all know what happens. The body prepares the womb to nurture a seed, releases the egg for conception, and then renews itself or develops a new life. Another name for Mother Earth energy is the feminine divine. Now we're going to take a short break for Femmmagic. Booming. If you've been a subscriber or a listener for some time now, you've heard me talking about Femmmagic, the wonderful all-natural toxin-free product. Coochie is my favorite of the Femmmagic products. Now you say, well, what is Femmmagic? Well, Coochie specifically is a wonderful feminine wash. You know, oftentimes we sit for very long periods of time. We're sitting in church, we're sitting at work, we're at the office, we're at different events, and we're sitting for a very extended period of time. And our garden is wrapped up tight. It's wrapped up in leggings, it's wrapped up in a girdle, it's wrapped up in all kinds of different wonderful things that we like to wear. But our garden, which is a moist, dark area, is wrapped up tight and it cannot quite breathe. And from all that wrapped up tightness and sitting around, and of course we have to go to the loo and the ladies' room from time to time, so we have excess this and that. Sometimes we have to do a number 2, and things down there can become not so fresh. So to restore your freshness, use Coochie. Again, this is by Femmmagic. It's all natural, plant-based, no toxins whatsoever. This is a wonderful wash. I'm not even one for using a lot of outside chemicals for my garden because the garden is made to be self-cleaning and self-restorative. However, there are times, even if, during your monthly, you have your intimate times where you need a good restoration, a lovely wash that's going to balance out everything in the garden and make it fresh and dewy one more time. And when you have those moments, use Coochie at femmmagic.com. That's where you can purchase it. And to save a couple of coins, use my code SassyDivine to save 5%. All right, Bloomie, check it out. Coochie by Femmmagic. And we're back. So as I was saying, Mother Earth energy is the feminine divine. This energy is also the sexual energy that lives in a woman. This energy is creative, it is intuitive, it is healing, nurturing, and understanding. And as we stated earlier, it is powerful. And while feminine sexual energy has great power, it is not the same or equal to masculine sexual energy. And while many of us live in feminine bodies, we have a woman's body, and we share intimacy with the men in our lives, we have not yet awakened the feminine divine, the Mother Earth energy that lives inside of us. Our sexual energy is an extraordinarily creative force. It's procreative, okay? We know that it can conceive and nurture a child, but it also can conceive and nurture other living things, such as pets and gardens and plants. Mother Earth energy, or the feminine divine, also gives birth to new ideas and concepts. It's the same energy that you use to sew curtains, pillows, a new dress. It's the energy that starts a business or loves and nurtures a kitten or a puppy. It's a service energy. It's the same energy that looks after the lost, the poor, the elderly. The sacred feminine divine gives birth to more than children and orgasms. More of us need to channel our energy into feeding our passions and learning new ideas. Consider the feminine arts that used to be so popular. For thousands of years across civilizations, women created beautiful things and shared bonds. Beyond building family and harnessing family legacy through, traditions around family dinners, festivals, parties, gifts exchange, music, dancing, and crafts, healing and service was two other essential ways that women supported and cared for and served their families and their communities and their nations. As you know, during intimacy, the man fills the woman, and the orgasm gives us a release, a great, majestic release. Endorphins are released, and we feel so good. We feel close to our partner, even if this is a no strings attached relationship. We still feel a closeness in that moment. We also get the same endorphin release when we are physically active, when we dance, when we exercise, okay? When we do yoga or any other physical discipline. Creating beautiful things and nurturing helpless creatures is a way to be of service, and that also gives us a sense of fullness. That same fullness, okay, a spiritual fullness, but still a fullness, a fulfillment of the feminine divine. Civilizations and communities for many, many years depended on this creative energy of the woman. It's more than sexual energy. It's a creative energy that can be used for intimacy, but also for service and creativity. Nowadays, many women have not maintained the feminine traditions of our mothers. These are things that women simply don't do anymore. Even something as essential as cooking, many modern women no longer do that as a habit. And honestly, you have to admit that after a point that our children, if we're mothers and our children no longer are living at home, we kind of only serve ourselves, especially if we're not part of a marriage, we're not married. We kind of only serve ourselves. And self-service, despite what society has taught us about individual happiness, do what you feel, as long as it feels good, it's a good idea, etc., do it in the road. Self-service all the time, 24/7, leads to loneliness, depression, and a certain amount of, I want to say, like a lack of fulfillment, an emptiness. And because our service is limited, we're not operating, we're not tapping into that feminine energy. We're not using it beyond sex. We're just using it for sex. And outside of that, we're not harnessing it to be of service to our families, to our communities, And we're not giving birth. And when I'm not talking about children, I'm talking about creating. Creating is a type of giving birth. This is our purpose. Our purpose as women is to be of service and to continuously give birth, to nurture new things and creatures. We have not awakened the divine feminine energy that lives within us. We're just using this powerful source for one act, and that's it. And this leads us to being blocked, disconnected, and empty. You are not so horny, Bloomy. You are blocked, disconnected, and empty. Give that rose toy a break. Take that Jones that's in your bones and create something wonderful. Step into your feminine Mother Earth energy and awaken the divine. Be sure to like, share, or subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Today's episode was brought to you by the letter F. F is for Femmmagic, the all-natural, toxin-free, and plant-based feminine product. Femmmagic keeps your beautiful garden fresh and dewy. Get yours today at femmmagic.com. That's FEMmagic.com. Use code SassyDivine for a 5% discount. And as always, until we meet again in the secret garden at the crossroads of Sassy Lane and Divine Boulevard, go, Bloomy, get back your